I'm having a great day. I'm excited to watch another great Mega Man match here. We've got KLM representing the USA today.
Oh, and we also have a cool kid representing Sweden.
And we have USA and Sweden commentary today.
Yeah, we do. I mean, there's no bias in the commentary or anything, so don't worry about
it. No, not at all. Not at all.
I mean, and we also had, there's been some USA and Sweden. I played... Yesterday I played ADEF, and now coolkid is playing KLM, and my next match is against Streamline. So I mean, there's a lot of USA and Sweden here.
It looks like they are off. We're off to a quick start here.
Let's see here. Coolkid got 90,000 points and KLM got 100,000 points. That's a 10 frame difference at the end of the stage, actually, so coolkid has the slight advantage already. Go, coolkid. I mean, that's unfortunate for KLM.
But it's all about the points, so I think KLM is winning.
True enough. Well, about the game, I guess, we get to see Catman stage first, and there's really not much going on here. It's mostly about movement optimization. So basically we do Catman first in the speedrun because it's the fastest stage to do without the magnet beam, and Catman is also fairly weak to Buster. Plus you need his weapon to kill Elecman as fast as possible. Which is going to be the next stage where they grab the magnet beam, which we're going to see a lot of usage throughout the run.
Yeah, this stage in general, even if things don't go quite right, it's not a huge time loss. We already saw KLM wasn't able to get the corner jump. He got up the ladder so fast he got hit by a bullet. Coolkid did make the corner jump, and that's mostly the difference that we're seeing here, but it's still not a very big difference.
No, it's not a huge thing. The only dangerous thing is if you take too many hits from the Seuses due to bad RNG or combined with bad execution, you might have to pick up the Nudua football. But none of the players had to do that. So, but still, at a high level play in Mega Man 1, cut actually makes a quite big difference. Top players usually pull off around 212, 213, and like a slightly worse player, or well, no offense meant of course in a way, but usually be around maybe 217 to 220. So there's like a 5-second difference usually. So. Many people, I mean, Mega Man 1 is usually considered very, execution heavy on the pixel perfect setups for the zips and everything. But Catman stage is really a proof that movement matters very much in this game,
Absolutely, and we're going to see a lot more of that as they go into a Elecman stage, where movement is that much more critical to make this stage go by quickly.
Yeah, I really like Elecman stage in a way. I hate it and I like it. It's a vertical stage, so I think that's quite. I mean, it's kind of like Clash Man in Mega Man 2 as well, but Elecman was obviously first. So I mean, it's kind of an interesting change of pace having a vertical level.
I think that's a great way to put it. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say it that way. I hate it, but I like it, and I have to agree with you because. You hate it a lot of the time when something doesn't go right, but then on those times when you do get everything to fall into place, it feels really good.
It does. And you put it right there. I mean, when it goes good, it's a really enjoyable stage, but you can, especially when you're PB hunting, when you reached a level in the game where you can't really afford to fail Elecman, then in specific the magnet beam glitch can be so annoying. If you either don't get the the frame perfect ladder shot, or if you fail the entry, or worst case scenario, you get the NDJ. So
yeah, and they're coming up on that spot right now. They're going to do the first zip and warp into the walls to get the magnet beam here without using the guts power.
They are. I don't know if I can explain the trick in detail, but it's basically a frame perfect trick to get in the correct ladder position. Coolkid is struggling a bit. He got it.
Coolkid was going for the top exit there.
Oh, he always does. But he's actually losing time here going for the top exit.
Yeah, he did. He used a lot of time trying to get top exit there.
Yeah, so if you fail the top exit, in general, if you fail it, you can fail it once and you can retry it once, but if you fail it, then you already lost time, basically. It saves 2 seconds, roughly, if you do it on the first try. Still, he is slightly ahead, though his timer is... Let's see here, they're not completely synced on the timer, so... but KLM's timer was first, so okay, coolkid is a few more seconds ahead than it seems, I think, on the restream. It's okay.
Coolkid has taken a lot of damage, though. If by chance he hits one of these zappers on the way up the ladder, that could be a problem.
Yep. There will be a big time loss for him. Thankfully, you respawn in the right before the climb, so there's no stage you have to redo, but it's still a big time loss. So let's see how he fares here. Ooh, that was scary! That was the scariest magnet beam climb I've ever seen him do, I think. He managed to save it with a select jump, and... Well, he made it through. But he scared me there. He really did.
Yeah, and KLM had to take it a little safe on some of his climbs, so...
Yeah.
coolkid does have a little bit of a lead going into ice, where now we're going to start to see some real manipulation of the magnet beam.
Yeah, this is where the run starts to get really exciting. I mean, it's this is a trademark of Mega Man 1 speedruns. From here on out, every sip you will see requires a pixel-perfect beam placement. So it's none of the tricks are easy. And I don't know how KLM does in the later stages, but sometimes you can use ladders to set up the sips, but coolkid will not go for any ladder setups, that much I'm sure of.
Coolkid setting the beams, making it look easy.
Yeah, he just did a double zip.
KLM just got a zip at the beginning of the stage as well, and he's got Ice Pixel as well. He's keeping up.
Really good. Oh wow, he also did a double zip. Interesting. He did a different setup on the double zip though. KLM did a... It's still a very good setup. It's inferior in the way that you use one extra beam, so you can't afford to miss any beams at the end. Alright, coolkid going for the backup wrap. He got it, first try. KLM also gonna go for that. No, he's not. He doesn't have enough beams for it, so he has to walk around here to have beams for the corridor.
And coolkid also getting the corridor zips there.
Yeah.
That was a strong nice ice, as they say.
Yeah, really strong ice. The only thing he missed was the bad brakes set up for the refill, which makes you get a faster wrap. But that was still a really good stage. But KLM is doing well as well here, I would say. I mean, I can't imagine coolkid is super happy with his pace, but... And as we can see, KLM is also behind his PB right now. But I mean, it's not a tight race. It's tight. Anything can happen still.
This is why running against coolkid must be a really intimidating thing. And in case anyone in the chat didn't know, coolkid is the world record holder in this game.
Yes.
And that beam placement right there, first try to warp through the wall, then getting a short corridor zip that, if you can place it just right, you get an advantage, but it can be kind of tricky.
Yeah, that was a ridiculously good start of fire, though.
Yeah, that was...
He did some mistakes now, so he did a backup wrap, but still a very solid fire so far. KLM struggling with the initial zip, and that zip can be a nightmare if you miss it. If you miss it more than once, well, if you miss it more than twice, really, the screen gets so laggy that...
Yeah, I've noticed that myself. Yeah, you miss. I think that is about right. If you miss it twice, then it's really hard to get the beam to place at all.
It is. Okay, coolkid made a big fire zip without dying, which is good. That zip is one of the more scary, because if you're like a pixel off in the jump, you actually die when you trigger the zip, so... But he got through, and he did some extra beams for the corridor, so he's in good shape. Let's see if KLM can survive the fire zip here. If he goes for the ladder or the free setup.
Yeah, he uses the ladder there. It looks like he's got it just fine.
Yeah, also fairly fast setup as well. The ladderless setup saves maybe, I don't know, a second at most probably, if you do the ladder setup good.
Yeah, getting that ladder set up, sometimes the pixel's a little finicky, and you'll bop up and down a little bit trying to find the pixel.
Exactly, and if you do the ladderless setup, you actually get closer to the zipping position, so there's a walking distance you don't have to do as well. Okay, on to Bombman for coolkid. I would assume he's going for the iceless strats here, which is something not that many people actually do. I do it when I do PB attempts. I don't go for it in races because with the iceless strat here, he's gonna have to get past the Sniper Joe with climbing over him with beams, and that takes a lot of beams to do. So if we do every trick in the stage, he has very few beams left, so he can't afford to miss the zip beam placements later on. So that makes it very scary, because if you miss that, you lose like 30 seconds. So, and doing the magnet beam strat instead of the ice strat only saves you 1 second roughly. It saves 1 minute.
Yeah, it's just a menu change.
Yes, so let's see if we get it here. He did get it, yes he did. So, well, I wouldn't expect anything less, but it's still something that, I mean, in a race setting, I'm debating, however, if it's a smart move to save that second, but if you're consistent as coolkid is, I mean, it's obviously the right choice.
And so coolkid will be coming up next on Gutsman stage, where since he has the magnet beam, this is the big advantage of having the magnet beam on this stage, is he's going to walk past or possibly zip through a lot of areas where normally you would be at the mercy of the platforms and just walking. So coolkid's going to really speed this level up quite a bit.
Yeah, this is the main reason. Oh wow, nice setup by KLM on the bomb zip. I never seen that.
That was very nice.
This is the main reason the cut first route is a thing. I mean, the old route was Guts first, because Gutsman's weapon kill cut very fast. But since the early magnet beam was found, the route was changed. So I mean, you have to wait for a long time on the platform cycles if you don't have the beam. Plus you can do these additional zips and the upcoming corridor zips as well. So it's a big time save if you have the beam here, definitely. I think this route saves roughly 15 to 20 seconds over doing Guts first. So.
And then we'll see if coolkid can get the 3 hits on Gutsman with a bomb and also get the swag grab.
Yeah, we need the ass grab. Well, let's call it by the right name now, shall we? We'll see if he gets it. Whoop. We got it, no problem. Okay, we have a question in chat. Heavy C4 asks if early magnet beam was discovered recently. Well, it's not that recent, but this game has been run for a long time. I think it was actually Cypher that found out that you could zip with a ladder to get the beam. It was actually, as I understand it, he was inspired by Mega Man 2, because in the wood zip in Mega Man 2, where you go out of bounds, you use Quickman's weapon to set up the same type of positioning on the ladder, which you achieve in the early magnet beam in Mega Man 1. So we got some inspiration from that, and it worked in this game like a charm. And no, Mantine 226, this is not glitchless. Okay.
That for both players there.
Really nice, really nice. coolkid making the Wily 1 zip, which is a substantial time save, like 6 seconds. And it's also very good, because actually among the hardest jumps in the game is if you miss the Wily 1 zip and have to get past the fire pillars. That's like 2 corner jumps in a row, and if you fall down you usually take a hit, and you can only take 2 hits, so it's a really scary section.
Yeah, and if you go for the zip but then you don't get it and have to go through the fire jumps, then you've lost a lot of beam ammunition for later on.
Oh, coolkid having some issues in the spike room. I thought he was gonna die. He was like couple of pixels from dying there.
Yeah, that spike room is a nightmare no matter who you are, because those platforms move randomly, so they are no fun at all. And KLM trying the Wily 1 zip, not quite locking in on that pixel, so he's going to have to go through the fire here. Makes the jumps no problem.
Nice. Yeah, people are asking why KLM are so far behind, but I mean, KLM has not been playing bad, really. He's been doing everything he can, I would say. Or, I mean, It's not on PB pace, so not everything technically, but I mean he's doing great for a race. It's just
really
it's just a cool kid is so good at the game. So I mean, what can you do?
Yeah, it is. It's really hard to run against Cool Kid, and the only real sort of mistake that KLM's had is missing that Wily 1-zip. And that's not even that big of a mistake in reality. He's not losing a ton of time by trying it and then moving on.
Yeah, it's really hard. I mean, there's a lot of tricks in Mega Man 1, as we talked about earlier. All of them have pixel-perfect beam placements. So, since it's so trick-heavy and there's zips like everywhere, so even if you, I mean, it's enough to miss a few, and even if the, time save for one miss is not much, it can add up. It's very, very many small things that adds up in this game. I mean, KLM has been getting all the major tricks. I don't know if I can call
KLM with the swagline kill, I think, there.
Is that so? You're ahead of me.
Yeah, I think we might have some delay being on 2 continents.
He might, but yes, he did get the swagline. It was not the fastest version, but it was actually really nice, really good. Streamline came up with a fast yellow devil kill where you mash start and select. I guess we haven't touched the subject, but as you can notice, most of the bosses in the game die really fast because they use a select glitch, which basically you pause the game, but the weapon is still active. But the boss's iframes run out when you unpause. So you pause and unpause in a certain pattern, and the boss dies really quickly. Except for this boss that's coming up for Cool Kid now, actually. In this case, his iframes are so long, so it's really hard to time the pause good. So it's actually faster just to get the shots in the regular way. So this is basically a glitchless fight. The only glitchless fight in the game, except Gutsman, I would say.
Yeah, a lot of this stage is close to glitchless, with the exception of the last zip. Cool Kid did it, and I have a feeling KLM will. Do they call this one the Nudua Fall?
Yes, the Nudua
use
Fall.
the ladder glitch like they did when they did the magnet beam grab, and then transfer through a few screens and try to come out at the bottom right before the clone fight.
Yeah. It's a bit confusing there in the ladder. When he gets out of bounds, he actually progresses a screen further on than he actually... I mean, the game doesn't keep up, so it's basically the screen it appears Mega Man is on is not the screen he actually is on. Well, can't demonstrate it here because KLM didn't get the setup, but it's weird. Mega Man 1 it's a big glitch.
It's a bit of a rarity there. Cool Kid's struggling with some beam placement in Wily 3. He does get the zips, but he was having a little bit of a hard time.
Yeah, Wily 3 can be a game changer for sure. If Cool Kid would have missed that setup and fall down and had to take the walk of shame, that's like a 35-second time loss. 30 seconds.
The walk of shame is a good way for people that are underdogs to get a win against people that are really, really good.
It is.
I say that because my match against Prizzy, that was how I got one win, was that walk of shame caught Prizzy, and that was the only way I could win one.
Yeah, it's really easy. I mean, it's very easy to mess up. Cool Kid is always going for the fastest setup because, I mean, he's Cool Kid. So that's also a bigger risk, indeed. So
yeah, I think the only thing we're not seeing out of Cool Kid is the Wily 2 boss refight skips, but those are very, very risky. Even if you get them right, you still have, what, a 25% chance to soft lock the game?
It's more like supposedly a 12% chance, but I mean that you get pushed out of the wall, but it feels much bigger. I can swear it's bigger than that. I mean, statistically, it should be like 12.5%. Yeah, but yeah, none of the racers are going for Wily 2 skips because it's just too risky.
But Cool Kid will be using the refight skip here.
But he has to do it with Bomb though, and let's see if it's not something he usually does, but I mean he knows the setup, so.
KLM struggling with dupes.
So Cool Kid is through to the Wily fight, and there's not much really that can go wrong in that one.
Yeah, you're really just racing Wily down here. If you can do damage to him quickly enough, he basically can't win.
He can. I mean, he can win. It depends. When you learn the fight, it's really easy. But the key part is doing the first 3 jumps correctly. So you get into you have to get into the correct called, like motion or
there's
or
a
pattern.
there's kind of a pattern in there. Yeah.
So you have to get free jumps with attacks in, and if you do that, you will always kill him fast. If you start to struggle and take hits, you get knocked back, and you can only do 2 jumps to attack him. And then it's a DPS race that you can actually lose. So, but coolkid knows what he's doing. So, coolkid finishing up with a 1906. I don't know the official SRL time.
Yeah, SRL is reporting a 1908.
1908. Yes, SRL is usually 2 seconds behind the actual.
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
So it sounds about right. It's a really good time for a race.
Yeah, it's a great race time. I think you were saying that coolkid may not be too happy with his run in altogether.
I don't think he is. I mean, coolkid is very consistent getting 18 times. He's been getting 18 in many other races already. So.
Bombman is not cooperating with KLM at all to get this skip, but he does finally get out there. Yeah, a 1908 time is a fantastic race time for 99% of the players out there. I think coolkid would rather be in the 18s, but he's one of just a small handful of players capable of doing that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you look at the leaderboards, 1906 is like, I have to think here, but it's probably like a top 5, top 6 time.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if we talked about it. Coolkid's world record is an 1819.
Yeah.
So that's the bottom basically, as low
that's
as
pretty
anyone's
insane, actually. I mean, it's very far. I mean, I'm actually the second player in this game, and I have a 1836. So it's a 16-second.
Yeah, that's a big amount of time.
17-second difference. So I mean, it's quite a big time indeed. It's pretty insane, actually.
Yeah, and KLM's PB, if anyone's curious, is a 20:01. So KLM has been really looking for that sub-20 time in his PBs lately. He's looking for one here, I'm sure, to keep up with coolkid.
Yeah, judging from this, though, I definitely see 19 potential in KLM. He's doing that.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just a matter of, as we said already earlier, it's so many tricks, and even if you can do all the tricks individually, it's extremely hard, since they're all so precise, to get them in, the one same run.
Yeah, exactly. To get them all in one run, especially like first try, like so often we'll see coolkid hit everything first try. He doesn't have to use multiple beams very often to make something happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, to do that is incredibly difficult.
Thank you for the correction, Ole Ananas, in the chat. 1906 would be 8th place in the leaderboards. That's still 8th place in the leaderboards in a race setting. That is pretty insane.
Yeah, that's that's something that very few people can actually do.
Yes. Let's see here. Okay, KLM is already ready at the title screen for the upcoming second race.
Yeah, it's not going to be long at all until the next race. They're recording the race right now and readying up in SRL, so it can't be longer than 1 or 2 minutes, maybe a quick bio break, but they'll be right back at it. And while we have this little break, if you're new to the world of Mega Man and you've never heard of coolkid or KLM, shame on you for 1, and 2, you should definitely follow their channels. And I just put the link in chat there for KLM and coolkid's channels, so check them out if you haven't done that before.
Let's see here. No wonder I was behind, by the way. I was accidentally put up the wrong window. So
you were watching the stream, not the
I was watching the stream. I mean, I had the commentary stream open, but for some reason I commentated on the stream. So it's no wonder I was delayed. I'm apologize for that to all the viewers in the chat.
I don't think it was too bad. I thought it was just because we're on opposite sides of the world in a way.
That was... Well, we are, but I mean, I probably commentated with like a 20-second delay there at least. So that was terrible. I apologize. So,
to be totally honest, I did that in one of the races that I commentated, and I think halfway through the race I caught it that it seems like I'm so far behind all the time. What's going on? And I have 2 tabs open. So it happens.
It does. Okay, let's see here.
Here we go. KLM with the corner jump this time.
Let's see if I'm ahead of you now.
Somehow you got faster. This section with the Susies has a lot of RNG to it. The Susies can move at a few different times, and so the movement of the Susies really does determine a lot about your run here. coolkid making it through really well.
It is. I mean, that's basically the biggest. Aside from optimal movements, that's the thing that differs a couple of seconds in Catman. But interestingly enough, it's actually one of the most RNG heavy parts of the game. Unlike many other Mega Man games, which have a lot of RNG combined, Mega Man 1 has surprisingly little RNG. I think if you don't count the Wily 2 skips, which I will not even begin to explain how stupid they are, you only have like a 7 or 8 second RNG window in the entire game, which is very small compared to all the other Mega Man games. So, coolkid fighting Catman. I would assume he's gonna take 1 damage boost here at the end to save a couple of frames. And KLM has enough health to take 2 damage, so he does that. So that's...
A few people in chat saying that they make it look so easy. They definitely do. And if you've played the game recently or speedrun it or anything, you can see that these are 2 top-level runners that even though many of us have tried speedruns of this game many times, that even really basic things, just small movements and jumps, that they are so incredibly fast. I mean, it doesn't get much better, really.
It doesn't. I mean, this is top-level play, definitely. It's a very enjoyable race so far. They're really close, so...
They're just 1 screen apart right here.
Yeah, it's 1 screen apart. I mean, there's so much that can happen in this game, and the corner jump coming up here for coolkid, for instance. If you fail that corner jump, like a 2-pixel window to get that, you lose 15 seconds falling down.
And both of them get it first try.
It's really nice. Keeping the race alive. That's like such a shame if one of the racers fall down in that situation, because it's that early in the game. It's a very stressful situation to get out of.
Yeah, absolutely. You set yourself behind right so early that you're just playing catch up the rest of the game.
When playing catch up, it's much more easy to make mistakes. So let's see here, coolkid.
That was a clean beam grab there. The top exit happened really quickly that time. Last time he struggled just a little bit with it.
That was a really good beam grab for sure. He was actually
KLM.
Go ahead.
Yeah, KLM also with the good beam grab, but you can see that the bottom exit, which is much safer and easier to do, is separating these 2 just a little bit more.
Yeah, and coolkid got... Yeah, it was just optimal from start to finish. He did have a couple of a couple of extra shots to get into the position, but other than that, that's about as clean as you can do it. So, yeah, coolkid showing his coolkid, I guess. He missed a little mini swag sip there though in the corridor, but it's the shortest corridor sip in the game, like 2 tiles or something. Hardly saves any time. Okay.
coolkid with a great climb as usual.
Yeah, and they also had equally little health this time as last time. So, I mean, that's basically the standard though for when we run the game at the top level. The route we take, the fastest route we do, you usually end up with health like that if you take the hit from the big guy. If you don't do that, it's safe.
Yeah, KLM with a beautiful climb as well. That climb, using beams to get up that ladder faster than just climbing and trying to dodge the zappers, is a very difficult trick. It takes a lot of practice.
I'm happy you said that, because that's one of the other things, that make it look easy, what you say in chat. And, I mean, one of the things I struggled the most with learning this game was actually doing that magnet beam climb. It's not just placing a beam and, getting on it. What you actually have to do is release the ladder before you place the beam. And you have to
Cool Kid takes a fall into the water. That's very rare to see.
It is. That's the danger of the double zip setup, though.
KLM also taking a little stroll into the water, but he does beam across the top, so he might have caught up just a little bit there.
It depends on his beam count, though. If he can get this first try, which he unfortunately can't. Third try. Okay.
He did make the zip happen, though, and that's
the important thing. And he also has 3 beams, which is enough to reach the refill.
Yeah,
and this section is... This stage is actually the scariest in the speedrun. I mean, not in the speedrun, but in a race perspective. If you, for some reason, die in Iceman, especially in the long gap section here, you usually don't have enough beams to traverse the Yoko block rooms. So you have to wait for those cycles, and you end up losing like 40 seconds. So I'm really happy both players made it.
Yeah, Cool Kid gaining some time in the corridor with a double zip again. KLM 1 pixel low on his beam placement there.
Yeah, here you can see
too high.
Here you can see. I mean, it basically looks like the beam is at the right height for an untrained eye, but it's actually 1 pixel difference in the heights, and the zip doesn't work, and you just lose time actually, because if you can't spot it right on, you try to jump up on it and turn around and nothing happens, so you kind of lose momentum and you actually end up losing time instead of gaining it.
Well, even Cool Kid sometimes has to place 3 beams to get that zip.
He's human, after all.
I still have my doubts.
Yeah, me too. No, I did play a race with him a few weeks back. Well, I raced another racer. We had a 4-way race. And he actually got a 20-minute time. Rare footage of Cool Kid getting a 20 minutes Mega Man. So, I mean, he is human. Even he's... Yeah. Oh, he's going for the swag zip.
Yeah, he was going for the new zip, but
there was a new setup discovered by Sodanor and me, which also can be applied to Wily 4. So he went for it there, but I don't think he practiced it very much. Well, he got through. KLM not getting the fast wraps, unfortunately, but he has plenty of beams, which is important for the last part of the stage here. If you for some reason would miss the fire zip setup, it's good to have some extra beams. Going around this section takes a lot of time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, KLM climbing the ladder too high accidentally, so he redo the setup. If you do that, you can actually jump down from the screen above and just hold right, and you will actually land on the beam. But I guess he didn't know that. It's fine though.
It's funny how when things don't go to plan, that it's really hard sometimes to adapt. If you make a mistake like that, like your brain just completely freaks out. Like, what do I do now?
Yeah, it's not a mistake you usually make, but it's one of those things that's very easy to happen, especially in a race setting. You might be a little nervous, and usually when you're nervous, you kind of overcompensate, so you climb a little too high, so you don't want to fall down and stuff like that. Cool Kid going for the iceless Bombman again, no surprise there. I think KLM use ice, so we can actually see the difference in the strats. Ice is, well, it does have an extra menu, but it makes both the stage easier, and you also have a lot more beams to attempt the zip setup.
Sniper Joe getting fairly aggressive there. That's one of the hard things about doing the beam walk over Sniper Joe, is that he's relentless. He will not let you go until you get to that tall ladder at the end of the stage, or the end of the screen.
You are very correct. It's actually fairly... As long as you practiced the setup, you can actually, basically do the same setup on every Sniper Joe pattern. Even if it makes a shorter or long jump, it's basically the same timing. But it can be very intimidating when he does the charging jump after you. You get very stressed, and if you start getting hits by him, you are in a bad spot. So it's something that requires more practice than it might look like. There's a reason that not many people go for it. Alright, let's see if KLM gets the long bomb and zip. He's using that setup again.
Setup again.
Running beam setup. That's really nice. Since he seems very consistent at that setup, and he could actually use that setup elsewhere, I think, in his advantage. I need to talk to him after this race, I think, because I think he can experiment with that in other spots as well. Okay, either way, coolkid is stole me through Batsman here. He gets I think he got the wrap pixel for the second. No, he didn't. That was one pixel too high.
Here, yeah. So no zips. I think it was no zips for coolkid. I didn't really see the first attempt, the first screen.
Yeah, something scary also happened there. He got a hit from the axe thrower right in the screen transition, and he obviously knows what to do. But if you don't push select, either when you take that hit, which can be hard sometimes because you don't expect to take it, or if you manage to push select in the, if you don't have time to push select in the next screen, you actually fall straight to your death, because Mega Man's momentum is really weird after taking a hit. So he basically falls in supersonic speed straight down into the spikes.
Yeah, there's the Invisigrab by coolkid. It's the swag grab, but we can't see it because Mega Man was in iframes.
Are we sure that is the ass grab though?
It was.
Are you absolutely sure?
Yeah, I think I was watching that fight. I think it went right.
Otherwise, I mean, you would have to reset otherwise. So
that's true. The run is invalid if you don't get the grab.
It is very crucial trick. KLM struggling a bit with the corridor zips.
Yeah, corridor zips are deceptively difficult. coolkid makes them look so easy. He hits them. I don't know what his percentage is, but he hits them more often than not. The rest of us, if we get a corridor zip, we're pretty excited.
Yeah, corridor zips it's actually the same type of setup we use in many other places as well.
Yeah, but both players getting the invisible grab.
That's interesting. Right, let's see how the spike room treat coolkid here.
Yeah, this is that platform room we were talking about. These guys are random in their movements, and they make your life very difficult.
He's doing that so risky though. Oh.
Yeah, only a 2-beam crossing. That is risky.
2-beam crossing is usually fine, but usually when you do that, if you have that pattern where those guys are in line with you, so that their bullets can hit you,
yeah,
the safest way is actually just running into the first guy, taking an intentional hit and select through him. Because if you do that, you can place a second beam without any, you don't have to worry basically. If you jump over him and he ascends a bit and then shoots and you take a hit, you can sometimes turn around by the hits, and then the beam disappears from under you, and this is just terrible.
coolkid almost getting the swagline kill there. He does do the quicker, apply the quicker damage to the Yellow Devil, and only had one more shot to go, which is still really fast.
He did. That is faster than the regular strat, definitely. Even though he had to shoot a second beam, you could see how fast Yellow Devil's health went down there. Oh!
Ooh, KLM, that was close. Oh my gosh.
That's exactly what I was talking about earlier.
That's such a scary place to be.
It is. I mean, that usually ends up killing you, actually, so I'm happy he made it through.
coolkid going for...
what is this? Oh, okay, he got so many beams, though. So
yeah,
he's only...
he might have gotten a refill somewhere.
So he has enough beams to make... he can make a setup.
To escape.
To escape. There's a safe setup. Well, it's not 100% safe, but there's a buffer setup to get out of the Elec room. He will do a select pause here. No, he will not.
Low eyeball on the Yellow Devil.
coolkid not going for the safe set. Oh, he gets through. Oh.
It doesn't matter. coolkid makes it through.
It doesn't matter. Well, he kept it scary. That was... Why did it do that though? Did he just feel confident that he had enough beams to escape if he would fail, or... I don't think the pace is exceptionally good, so it can't be like he's on PB pace or something. So.
Maybe with one win already under his belt, he feels good enough to try it and then still be able to take the win at the end if it has to go to 3 games. If he Something went wrong, maybe?
Maybe. I mean, the pace is still good, though. I mean, it's good pace, definitely. It's a really good race pace. But yeah, you're right. I mean, he had one win under his belt, and yeah, and he's cool kid, obviously. So we don't question his motives.
Yeah, there really haven't been a whole lot of players in this tournament as a whole that have gone for the Wily 2 skips, and when they have, I think quite a few times they've paid the price.
Yeah, I mean the only time I will personally go for it, I will keep a close eye on the restream when I play. Like when I face Streamline next, for instance, our PBs are so close, so I know that. I mean, all the other opponents I have faced, I've kind of known that it's enough if I played somewhat solid, and I don't need those potential 10-15 seconds that Wily 2 skips can give. But in the case of Streamline, it might actually be a more of a decider, actually, depending on... If I'm behind, for instance, I will probably go for them, because that's one of the few places to left catch up, basically. Unless there's a dupe failure.
So Cool Kid's gonna go for dupes here. You've never seen dupes before. As the little bricks leave the screen, if you push B on the exact frame that the last piece leaves the screen, you get another block out of thin air, just magically for free. Cool Kid throwing away blocks because why not?
Yeah, swag dupes. Really nice. Yeah, and yeah, the trick is actually it's frame perfect. You have a 1 frame window, which is 1/60th of a second. Hits that B button when the block exits the screen. So he basically did 6 dupes there or something, which is quite ridiculous.
I think Andy, he might have been trying to beat your perfect dupes from GDQ, maybe by throwing one away and then getting an extra one that he doesn't even need.
Perfect dupes is, I mean, that's something that happens very rarely. Every once in a while it happens on stream, I mean, when you do attempts. But unless he will beat it at a marathon setting, I am not impressed.
Yeah, dupes are they take a lot of practice and getting used to. Only toward the end of my All Stages career here did I start going for dupes, and got it sometimes. But boy, it's a trick.
I think it can be worth going for, though. I mean, it's a safer approach to kill the first bubble with Buster, but because it can sometimes be scary killing if you miss the dupes and kill the last 3 with the Buster. But I mean, it's such a big potential time save. Look at this,
KLM grabbing his dupes.
2 dupes.
He's one more.
And Cool Kid finishing up here, but expect him to do that.
One short for KLM.
That's still good, though. I mean, that still saves.
No, 2 dupes is worth it.
Strats, that's like 8 seconds or something. So.
Yeah, I did a little testing when I was learning the dupes, and if you don't get any dupes, of course you're going to lose some time. If you get 2, it's worth it. You save a little bit, but if you get all 3, it's very much worth it.
And Cool Kid, as you can see, puts another 18 on the pile for his tournament matches.
Yeah, SRL reporting an 1857. So
I think that might actually have been why he went for the Wily 2 sips, I would say. I mean, he wanted that 18
to get that sub 19.
He saw that he wasn't pace for it. So.
Absolutely.
It's like, look at me, I get 18 in a race.
Yeah,
he's intimidating the competition.
I think so. We don't really know who Cool Kid will be playing next, because the last match of this round will be, I think it's Prizzy versus Dexter. Is that right?
Yeah, it is.
And they haven't set that match yet, but we'll be looking forward to that. That should be a really good match as well, because their times are very close.
That will be a great match for sure. And also the upcoming game. I mean, all the upcoming games are really, really tense matches coming up. There's no... As always, at the end of a tournament, there's the best players remaining, and hopefully some really crazy races coming up. Alright, KLM gonna finish with a 20, which is not bad either.
No, not bad at all.
Probably not what
in the mid
before,
20 at that.
Nice.
And SRL reporting a 2030.
Yeah, that was he typed that down before he stopped his own timer, but that was actually 2029, so Sub 2030. It's not a bad race time at all. I mean, I have to give it to KLM.
No, that's a good race.
He did what he could, but against Cool Kid, there's not much to do in this situation. I mean, I'm not because I'm biased because he's Swedish or anything, but I mean, it's hard. It's hard, and KLM did a really good job. I commend him for it.
I don't know if that's the secret to this game because the number 1 and number 2 player are Swedish. Do we need to be Swedish to be the top players of this game?
You either need to be Swedish or you need to be Batman.
Okay, that makes sense.
Batman is also Swedish. Okay, never mind. Honestly though, KLM had he had a PB of 20:01. You say that? So I mean, he's within 30 seconds of his PB, which is that's definitely a good showing in the game.
Yeah, that's a good race time.
I mean, not even Cool Kid is 30 seconds within his PB in this run. So even though he did that, well, you can't maybe compare it like that, but that was a good runs from both players, definitely.
Yeah, it looks like KLM might join us for a quick interview. Cool Kid hasn't responded yet, but
Cool Kid instantly going into the Rockman 2 grind.
He's going straight to it.
Obviously, it looks like it's yeah. He's like, okay, taking care of business, back to the Rockman 2.
Yeah. Looks like KLM is here. Hello.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
There you are.
We can hear you, KLM.
Yeah, we can hear you. First off, GG. Good job on the races. The second race, that's a pretty solid time. How do you think it went in general?
It went pretty good other than fire stage. It was like my practice yesterday. For some reason I just forgot how to like do that stage altogether, but I feel like otherwise, I mean, it was pretty good.
Yeah, I was talking about that. I don't know if you heard, but I mean, it's very hard. I mean, you were within 30 seconds of your PB. I think you had a 20:29 in the last race here, and that, I mean, that's not a bad showing at all in a game like Mega Man. So I mean, I think you played really well from a race perspective, based on your PB times and everything. It's just that how does it feel to, even if you play well, and I don't know if you watch the restream or not, but then you see like Cool Kid still being ahead half a stage or a stage. I mean, it's a tough mountain to climb.
Yeah, no, I don't. Whenever I do any of these races or tournaments, I don't have anything else open other than like my own chat and like my game here, so I can focus. But I mean, I kind of assumed that's how it would go, anyways. But I just wanted to do my best. I really wanted to get a PB during one of these 2 races, but I mean, just like it's okay though. I'm really happy with how I played, not only just today, but just in this whole tournament. I far exceeded my own expectations for myself. So
yeah, you did a great job. And one thing that Andy was especially noticing was that your setup for the bomb zip, the big bomb zip, was a great setup. I mean, you nailed that both times. Yeah,
it's just kind of something that I just made up on my own because it was before I could even do the ice pixel comfortably. So I just started doing it that way, and I don't know, I just got used to it, so it works. So I'm just whatever.
Do you think you can apply that to other areas?
That's ice pixel. I mean, the most common setup for that is doing ice pixel and then a standing beam from that. But you kind of do like a standing beam and then the ice pixel in a running in upward motion. That is really hard. I mean, I couldn't do that if I tried.
I'm sure it looks a lot goofier than it is, but it honestly, like, it feels so good when I do it. Like, it's just, I don't know. I probably get it like 80% of the time, so I'm not gonna mess with it.
No. I mean, don't change it. I really liked it, and I think you might be able to apply that to other areas as well. I'm trying to think here what areas it might be helpful in, but I kind of experiment with that.
Maybe like Wily 1 or something. I don't know, but yeah. Well, thank you.
Well, it looks like we're joined by Cool Kid as well. Can you hear us, Cool Kid?
Testing.
Oh, he's here.
Well, Cool Kid, GG. Congratulations on the win. Those were some pretty spectacular races. Another sub 19 in this tournament to go in your pile. I think Andy said that. How did it go from your perspective?
I'm happy with both of my my races. The first one, my Alec was kind of sloppy because I was running late. I was making food before the race, and I got done like 5 minutes before the race started. So I just hurried up, just I don't know, plug in my stuff, go live with the stream. So I wasn't really ready to get a good Alec, but I don't know. I'm happy with how I played. Some minor goofs here and there, but overall I'm happy.
Yeah, I was thinking about your reasoning for doing the Wily 2 skips in the second race. I was debating if you just wanted to intimidate the competition, or if you just, if you felt that you had one win under the belt and you had plenty of beams, so you had, the chance to get out if you failed it, or did you just want that 18, that 18 in a racing?
I did not intend on grabbing the beams in Wily 1 at all. It just happened so that my spike rooms were terrible.
They were.
I was like, okay, I fell down again, whatever. I got the ammo. Let's just do the Wily 2 skips, whatever. I have extra backup if I fall down.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my reasoning for doing it in the second race.
Okay. So there was no grand plan behind it. It was just the whim of the moment, basically.
Yeah, I just wanted, vengeance on the game for just, I don't know, getting pushed around there in the spike room. Not that I played it well, but yeah, revenge.
Yeah, the vengeance was good though. The second one, especially the second sip, was really clean. So you definitely saved time at least on compared to not doing it.
Yeah, well, it's been a really fun tournament so far, and really cool to see a lot of people just, been working hard and lowering their PBs throughout the tournament. I know you, KLM, you're really close to getting a 19 now. Well, have been for a while now, but just so close. I think that's really cool. People.
Yeah, I think that's. I don't think we ever seen this much activity. I mean, it's kind of maybe settled down now a bit, but before AGDQ specifically, they were like, I don't think we ever seen such activity in Mega Man 1 for a long time. So it's been really nice to see. We've seen a lot of new times on the leaderboards and a lot new PBs, many new PBs. I'm really happy about that. So.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, when I started running this game, my goal time was 20 minutes 40 seconds, and I thought that was unattainable. So to be almost a minute past that is just it's just so cool and so awesome.
That's great. Also, coolkid, I wanted to ask you, we have your upcoming semifinal game is gonna be against Dexter or Prissy. Do you have a preferable opponent, or does it matter, or?
I would like to play against both, so for me it does not matter. I think I would love to play against either of them.
Here I am trying to set up some drama, but you don't take the baits.
Okay, I'd rather play against Dexter.
Okay,
because
the Swedish showdown.
I beat him in the relay race, so why not? Why not do it again? Take that, Dexter.
Shots fired. That's what I want.
Look out.
All right. Well, then I will make a few shots on myself. Then see you in the finals, cool kid.
Oh damn! All right, sounds good.
In all honesty, though, do you have anything to add, guys? Or
just thank you guys for doing the commentary. Thank you, Speed Gaming, for hosting the tournament.
Yeah, this was very a lot of fun. This one was, and I feel honored being kicked out by Cool Kid. So thank you.
Yeah, you got far. I mean, top 8.
I'm really happy. Yeah, and like I said, I far exceeded my own expectations, and so I'm really happy.
So
yeah,
thank you very much, guys, for the great races. I would say. I think that about sums it up, I guess.
Yeah, I think that'll do it for us here. Keep an eye out for when the Prizzy versus Dexter race will be happening, and once that one's wrapped up, we'll be into the semifinals, I think.
Yes, we are. It's going to be me and Streamline in the upcoming race, and then Cool Kid against the winner between Dexter and Prizzy. So So stay tuned for that when those matches are scheduled. Thank you so much for watching, everyone.
Yeah, thanks, thanks Indy, and thanks everybody at Speed Gaming. It's been a blast, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Yeah,
see ya.
Definitely.